Welcome back for a little winter vlog where I wander through the snowy landscape but also find a lot of time in libraries and cafes to do my master thesis writing. And I also went to the famous English bookshop Shakespeare & Company to do some pre-Christmas shopping. I hope you enjoy this little vlog. Hello and welcome from a little space here in Vienna. My name is Luise. I'm a literature student and writer. Today is Saturday. I'm writing on my master thesis on female authorship in the Viennese modernism. I just finished a big chapter about education and now I'm writing about space and time and money for the three authors that I'm writing about, and I still need to find into this whole chapter how I want to structure it and what the most important points are, but this is what I'm doing. I just found such a cool passage in Rosa Mayrede's diaries from 1873 till 1937. She was a women's rights activist. She writes about money and her dependence on her husband. 14. Dezember 1881. Geld, Geld, mein und dein. Wüsste ich aus Erfahrung, was Mangel, Not, Hunger bedeuten, so würd ich vielleicht nicht mehr bedürfnislos mich zu nennen wagen. Ich weiß es nicht und glaube mich bedürfnislos, wenn ich kein Geld, bedürfnisreich, wenn ich welches besitze. Karl, that's her husband, Karl sorgt sich, so oft er seine Brieftasche öffnen muss, seufzt er, im Ernst und im Spaß. Ich überwinde jedes Mal eine Scheu, so oft ich ihn um Geld anzureden gezwungen bin. Oh, wir haben es herrlich weit gebracht, so sehr ich ihn liebe, eine Mahnung an meine abhängige Stellung, an eine dennoch existierende Schranke meiner persönlichen Freiheit, versetzt mich in einen sehr widerlichen Zustand, ohnmächtiger, egoistischer Wut, genau wie ich sie meinen Eltern gegenüber empfand, wenn sie mir Befehle gaben. Dass ich kein Mann bin, dass ich nie frei werden kann. Hätte ich nur Freiheit, ich würde sie ihm ja ohne Zögern hingeben. Oh, diese halbe Freiheit ist nur halbes Leben, dieses halbe Wissen nur halbe Kraft. She writes about the fact that she has to go to her husband for money, and even though they have a great relationship, she loves him, this is a barrier. This feeling of her personal freedom being reduced in that way evokes a feeling of a disgusting state of unconscious, egoistic anger. That's how she writes it. And I think one of the key sentences is that because she is no man, she will never be free. And she just wants to have freedom to live her life, and without freedom it's only half a life, and without wisdom it's only half the power. And I would like to point out that Rosa Mayreder, and the quotation that I just read, she's not the only one who mentions it several times, that she doesn't want to be a woman and that she wants to be a man because things are just so much easier. Because Emily Mataya did that as well. I think this is so significant and meaningful that they opposed their own gender because they realized it wasn't enough and it was never going to bring them what they wanted, freedom and being able to make their own decisions on every level of their lives. And they needed so much power to be able to get through with their ideas. And therefore, I think it's so vital to read first-hand material, for example, diaries or memoirs, because this is where their most personal and deepest thoughts come through, especially via diaries. And I mean, in Emily Matthias' case, she wrote and kind of censored her own writing because she burned her original diaries and then made some kind of summary of it. But it's still very interesting and she still put a lot in there. After a very busy year, it was finally time to drive home for Christmas. And it is my favorite time of the year to unwind, to spend time with family. And this year, we actually had snow and felt very special because Christmas in the past few years has always been warm and green, no snow in sight. But this year was very magical. And then after my little break, I went back to Vienna to all my books and my university things to get back into studying. But it was also snowing in Vienna, which was a big highlight, and it made me so happy and gave me a lot of energy to sit down, because it takes a lot of courage when you're writing a big project where you always have to sit down again and again and again. And it takes a lot of energy, it takes a lot of mental energy especially, to find this headspace even when you actually want to be done with it. And don't get me wrong, I love my university work, I love my topic that I chose for my master thesis, but it's still a lot of work and it can be tiring sometimes. But after the Christmas break, I was fueled again and sat back to do all my work. Hello, I just got home from my cafe writing session, which was very successful. It's always a mixture of it's a little bit too busy in a cafe and it's nice to have this kind of energy around you. But today I made good progress. I think I wrote 2 paragraphs or maybe even 3. Good morning. I'm now heading to the Library of the English and American department to get some work done. Today it's not perfect because I actually need a lot of different books, but I'm just gonna take one, otherwise it would be too much to carry and I'll just have to work with what I have. And then later on I have a shift at the public library where I work as an assistant. Okay, let's go. found out that the library for English and American Studies actually has some more space upstairs where you can also sit and study, which was a bit of a revelation. Didn't I study English and American Studies at first? I never realized that there is more space upstairs. Most of my days are spent first at the university library and afterwards at work at the public library, but I also sometimes go to study at the public library. It has a very beautiful view. Hello, I just wanted to hop on here real quick. It is a Monday and it was so unproductive, but I felt like it's important to share these days as well. I mean, I didn't film anything, but these vlogs can often present a bit of a wrong picture because not every day is super productive. And today was one of these days where I started a new chapter and I had to kind of, navigate my way through it, and I had to organize myself again and just find my way into this new chapter. And I had a big chunk of information in my head where I didn't remember where I would find it in a book. I was like, yeah, it's there somewhere. But then you spend a few hours searching for the material that you need, and then also kind of thinking of how you want to structure it. And this is all very important work, but it feels very unproductive because you're not actually writing and you're not even reading anything properly. Yeah, these days exist as well, and sometimes that's just it. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you in my next video, which is going to be the Q&A. If you have some more questions, please leave them in the comments. It is time to finish my tea, and I wish you a beautiful rest of this winter. All the best.